That's Horton's diary. Oh, there's one. I must confess, until I saw them with my own eyes, I was right dubious of the tale that odd girl told us of crystals. But since she spoke true enough, and what authority she had to someone to assault of Musa. Quit the gaggle of misfits, I must say. Stoneface Lord is a Hallgrad, a bishop of Rheimdall, an artist, of all the ridiculous things. The latter pair gifted the Ashes, of course. But the first to fall in the assault was not Musa at all, but man of Hallgrad, the Beastmaster Asterisk. I acquired from him which made quite the worthwhile distraction. I have to get more in time. Something tells me one can never have too many. And when all was over, the war crystal was mine to begin with, though mine in the bargain. Someone sits upon my hand. But where to begin? Ah, such fun. Interesting. So if he's got one, wouldn't Casper have one too? So he's still the Beastmaster asterisk off of one of the Hallgrad soldiers that was working with them in his assault of Musa. Not seeing here. Nor here either. Maybe just one person per area has one. Drama is a quest?
Greetings, and thank you once again for your aid in unmasking the assassin who hid amongst us.
Oh, I didn't really do a whole lot. It was more of a team effort.
The entire sorry affair was the inevitable result of our having allowed a dark truth to fester for too long. Throughout the history of Savalon, there have existed certain individuals possessed of secret powers. Individuals known as shadows.
You mean people like Marla? Yeah, disguising yourself as someone else is a pretty impressive trick.
Indeed. And the use of such a trick for nefarious ends was inevitable, given the grievance that was allowed to remain unaddressed. I would ask for your aid in resolving this matter. There is a diary that I would like you to retrieve. I hid it in an abandoned mansion to keep it from prying eyes. It contains the writings of the shadows themselves.
Say no more. We're on it.
Okay. I did not expect that. I thought I completed the quest. Seriously?
This is gonna be fun. Here I go. Here goes.
I have to protect myself. You may feel a
What's the plan? Okay. I'm going all in. Yeah. I need to do something around this. Want to see what I can really do? No slacking.
Okay. Maya's diary. My beloved father told me the truth. I could seriously believe it. To think I bled, our family heart such a secret. Informed me that we are charged with a special mission, one that we had long carried out for the sake of our kingdom. Amongst the outside world, we had successfully prepared a narrow crisis that could consume the land. Our forebears may have stained their hands with blood, but it was always for greater good. Those are the father's words. His only forgiveness for having to force this upon him. But in truth, I did not resent it. When I felt a proud bond with all those who had gone before me, I was glad. When the king we had served so long fell on hard times, that wretched bride was welcomed, and my father murdered. I despised them all, hypocrites, traitors. I despised them for using our family when it sued them and then discarding us. As I was protecting my father, a man who lived to serve his realm, I was unable to curse place. I hate it. I burn with the desire for vengeance. Alas, it's not my time. But there will come a day when will pay for what they've done. Until then, I will remain concealed. I will use the arts to detach my false Scoobian. I don't discard the name I was born with. I'm no longer Maya. I have no use for her now. I need to only buy my time. Huh.
Well, did you find it?
I think so. This is it, right?
Yes, this is it. It was placed in my chambers by an unknown hand after Lord Lupus's untimely demise. I now believe that it was put there by Maya. Tell me, what did you feel when you read the words written herein?
I guess I felt... I don't know. A strong desire for revenge?
Yes, that is certainly a sentiment present in the text. But personally, I feel something else more strongly. A sense of duty to a father gone too soon. A fierce and unstinting love. What else could have driven a bitterness so profound, so all-consuming? It is the great shame of my tenure as record-keeper that certain events occurring in the shadows were allowed to remain unwritten. It is no exaggeration to say that this omission was the cause of all that befell us. I am fully aware that no amount of hand-wringing will help us at this late stage. And yet...
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Come, Dromed. You have suffered enough. Stop punishing yourself and return to us. If for no other reason than your health, such confinement cannot be good for you.
Thank you for your kind words, Lady Cygnus. But my crimes are grave and many. I failed to stop Prince Castor. I was complicit in the concealment of King Orion's death. I must take responsibility for our nation's subsequent descent into chaos. I would argue that my imprisonment is, if anything, not nearly punishment enough for my crimes.
Then why remain here? Why not take up your pen again for the sake of the realm? Write of the lies that were propagated, the truths that were concealed. The servants of the realm whose names were blackened needlessly.
Of whom exactly do you speak?
And if you cannot, perhaps you might at least have the decency to end this farce.
What? Lady Cygnus? Of course. Now I understand. When she spoke of those whose names were blackened needlessly, of truths that were concealed, I see now what she meant. She was right. I must take up my pen again. That which was hidden must be recorded.
Does that mean you're coming out of your cell?
No. My debt to society is far from paid.
I'll do it in here.
But I will do what I can
Yeah.
from behind these bars. I will not be needing this. Here. There will be no easy way out for me. The path I walk is a harder one. But in walking it, in setting down this great weight, perhaps I might begin to serve the realm again.
I thought you'd go on living. So confused, Jude. That's must atone for my crimes of the past. Your kind concern for me is greatly appreciated. True, you've given me the courage to confront confront my trespasses and to attempt to make amends. Darwin's in the case. It's crazy to think that Ma murdered those elders off duty to her father. I had none of it would have happened if he'd not got caught in that whole mess, poor fellow. He's trying to do right enough. She still more revenge on the nation that framed her father and drove him to his death. And who could blame her? He was all she had left after her mom died. And she clearly idolized him, judged by that diary of hers. They probably have had a nice, happy life together if it hadn't been for the rotters who set him up. At least the existence of this diary proves probably the means by which Lupus's reputation can be restored. Yeah, I'm glad Darwin's the case. I'm sure he'll set the record straight. He will. He takes his duties very seriously indeed. And so he should. People's fates are bad, not to mention the kingdom's. Aye, just goes to show how important it is to keep accurate records, eh? My own record when it comes to keeping a diary is 3 days. Oh, come on, you gotta try harder than that. Even for 10 days at least. No, a year, surely? It's at least like I expected. I guess this will be the Searching for Diaries episode. Wait, what? Eileen helped me to trace the history of the Nexus back to its being 1,000 years ago. It turns into a strange book. It responded my ask somehow. I can suddenly read a little of what the gobbledygook until moments before. I think I read another ask or two and see if more might help. But it would be easier said than done. I know this can't go anywhere, and I doubt the fairies will handle anything over if I go waltzing Magma without her. I don't know what happened to Sir Sloan. The Ashes of Bravery is not around anymore either. I managed to keep my body from aging for a while and not use my powers, but I can tell that won't be working much longer. Ah well, that's what it is. I'll only ever delaying the inevitable. Nothing again just yet. There's a way to reading that book. I'll not rest I found it. It's things I can do to give the sacrifice I was made. Oh Godric. Okay. Interesting. I've been in that room many times and there's not a diary there. Have I never been here properly? Interesting. No judgment. Suppose I have to find a useless place now. All dragons want us to begin victims' judgments. We acknowledge our sins and plead for their forgiveness. Or became the very menace in the end. It seems all things terribly inconsequential now. So I just embark on a pilgrimage to Halfling and Savon. I promise that's where games too. And still doing it, I hope to understand more about my own blood home of Rheimdall. There is a book over there. Okay. So is this gonna be Helio? The hand of Bishop Helio, Chief Inquisitor, a certain will, freeman from Rheimdall, stands accused of nightly foregatherings and pernicious fiends the wayward woods. Though upon consulting the records of our Lord's most holy judgments, I find nothing conclusive relating to these creatures. Various sources lead me to conclude that the abominations in question are the fairies, the cursed race we had long hoped to enter this world. Given the long and noble tradition of our land, which holds fair kind to be enemy of all that is holy, I shall endeavor to persuade Archbishop Dominic of the justice of the action we must take. All being well, 2 days hence, to subsequently face the judgment of the Lord. The kills we can return the Holy of Holies, but it's not like there's anything there. We can still check though. I love how no matter how many times you come back here, there's still gonna be soldiers here that you can fight, even though they're supposed to be your allies now. Yep. Just so you can't miss enemies, I guess. Well, that's the Holy of Holies. There's nothing here. Well, I expected, but still a little disappointing. So far we've got Horton, Bernard, Maya was from a quest, so she didn't really count. Emma and Helio. Finally, I have a moment myself to grab me a quill and get a few thoughts down paper. To think it's 1 week ago that we got our first thing it was in store. Then before we knew it, an awful sickness spread like wildfire, and most villagers were off the count. I know nothing about medicine, potions, what have you. But what kind of poor press by any means. Normally I'd ask the enemy villagers for help, but we've been locally snowed in lately. To us, I think we'd have done for, and then we'd have it no. I'll go fetch a miracle. 4 heroes chose that very moment to pay Andrew a visit. I know about the dire straits we're in, and they knew just what to do. They went and fetched some special herb and used to make a cure. Long story short, they saved the village. Everyone's over the moon, of course. I mean, they weren't shy about letting them know how much they appreciate what they've done. A few years later, they set off again, but before they left, one of the number, one by the name of Eileen, said she wanted to give me a present to thank us for our hospitality. I just looked at me on my face when she handed me a stalking great precious stone. A very dramatic yoke called Asterisk that grants its owners healing powers. For birds like ours, on the back of beyond, it's a price outright, no doubt about it. It's safe to say I couldn't thank her enough for her generosity. After that, I started hearing about rumors of a group called the Four Heroes of Light, who were doing rounds and helping out all folks around the place. I had verified who those four heroes might be. I wish them all the best of their journey, and they rode rides to meet them, and the wind beat at the back. So that's showing that Eileen gave this town, well, it probably wasn't the actual Glenn. It was probably like his yeah. So Glenn is probably Glenn's father or something who's given the asterisk, and he received it as well. It was 50 years ago, so it could be his grandfather. Okay, so we go Hograd now. If every town has one, would that mean that there's also one in Musa too? Maybe not. Maybe Musa doesn't count. It's technically a town, but it doesn't really seem to count for much. There's gotta be one here though, right? Where would this go? Oh. Again? So every time you come back to this place, the elevator resets. That just sucks. Huh. There's actually a guard here. So I guess that's it. There's nothing here. So last couple places to go are Musa and Magmel. When did this show up? It's written the Easter of Musa. Prayers for the ceremony are complete. Now it remains to ask Christians to lend them either aid in the Sleeman Knight's Nexus, which cost me life is but a trifling price to pay. It seems my actions cannot keep the horrors away forever. As well informs it, the fiend's powers are those of the gods themselves. This being so, the ceremony can only imprison it for 2 centuries at best. Thus, the defendants of the ones who initiate the ceremony with my own sentence must in turn lay on lives in order to prayers to kill power. Knight's Nexus can't be slain, and therefore it's clear what to be done. Yet pains me beyond measure to lay this terrible burden upon those come after me. But it's one of our blood who caused all this, and still presently paid. And now, my beloved sister, in the name of my dear friend, the man who loved you and who robbed you, who's out of his life, I saw you vow to stop you. I hope to be united with you one day and bear place in this. Inanna, my beloved sister. Interesting. So Inanna is a nice nexus. Okay, there's gotta be one here, right? I think that the only area that's gonna have one is Holograd. It's kind of replaced with one in with the Maya's journal instead. There's one. How do you reach that? It's written in fairy script, and being Inanna was motivated by nothing more than love of learning. She craved wisdom and wished to know all that there was to know in their son. It was to this Inanna that I revealed what she sought. The students, the ashes, and the found knowledge. I shall not forget her surprised delight, nor that of the black-haired youth who accompanied her when she first came to Magmel. She was blessed with the true extraordinary gift, and mastered his mission of the sacred stones in short order, even offering suggestions for new ashes too numerous to mention. I so enjoyed our daily discussion and debates. Indeed, that enjoyment was what blinded me to her deception, and the surreptitious creation of an atom of her own, that the librarian. It was a stone and to be called upon, vast shows of knowledge and memory, and now made full use of it, until no secret, no truth was unknown to her. By using that knowledge, she caused her aspects to take a form that could steal its very existence from we fairies. By the time the darkest of all things came her knowing, and intending to use that forbidden knowledge to prolong her life indefinitely, she was changed, corrupted, reduced to little more than a mindless creature driven by the insatiable desire to devour knowledge, to grow itself in memory, and gorge itself she did. No living being was safe, and she consumed the minds of human and fairy-like, even that of her once-beloved black-haired companion. Would that I had never taught her of the asterisk, to found knowledge, my worst having done so will haunt me to the end of time. So she devoured her for her companion as well. Yeah, it sounds like she was very innocent at first, and then she was kind of like, it was very innocent at first, and then something happened that kind of triggered her to just kind of go insane. Okay, I think we're done for now. So we went ahead and read the journals. We completed a quest we missed, and I think that's about it for now. So that is for the main game, and also getting all of the journal entries in the game. There's something else I was trying to figure out, but I read something a while back that seemed to imply that maybe that it's just kind of alluding to it, but I don't know. In any case, yeah, so that's all journal entries we learned about Inanna. How did they find out? Supposedly there's a way that you were able to figure out what Inanna looked like, and that I cannot find yet. So maybe it's not in-game, I don't know. But in any case, that is it for Braid Default 2. At least until we do the bonus bosses. But until next time, this is JaidynReiman, signing out.